everybody, it is Julie. Welcome back to Pages and Pens. Today I am here with my official Emojiathon / June TBR. My entire TBR for June will be the Emojiathon. If you do not know about the Emojiathon, it is a full month-long readathon the entire month of June, and I will actually be hosting the Twitter sprints on the Emojiathon Twitter account, which will be linked down below on June 24th. If you're interested in joining this particular reading challenge, you still can. All of the challenges, because there's like 25 of them that all correspond with a specific emoji, they are all linked in a Google Doc on the Twitter account for the Emojiathon. There's a Google Doc right in the profile, so you can go over there and check them all out. I'm not going to go over all of the particular challenges in this video. I'm just going to let you know what I'm going to be reading for June. Some of these are series, so I may continue with the series, but we're going to just look. We're just going to look at what I have going on right now, because there's a good bit, and I'm really excited about, like, all of it. There's only one book, I think, that I don't have right now, and I'll get to that when I get to it. But I've ordered it and it's on its way to me. So the first up is a book about a marginalized group, and for that I'm going to be reading I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson. This was one of the very first books that I hauled on this channel, and I still haven't read it. It is clearly like an award-winning book. There's all these stickers and awards, and oh, this one's damaged. I gave my sister the good one and I kept the one that's all damaged. I love how bright it is inside too. But there is a gay character in this book. I believe there's also twins in this book, which I always find fascinating. I've heard a lot of really good things about it, so it's time for me to read it. I will be doing that in the month of June. For a romance or contemporary, I will be reading Paper Princess by Erin Watt, who I believe is the author as well of the Off-Campus series, which I want to read and have not read yet. I think she writes under a couple of different names, so I'm stoked to give this one a read. I've heard good things. I have the first two, and this one I believe Chelsea from Chelsea Darling Reads wants to read, so I may buddy read with this with her. There's actually a lot on this list that I may buddy read. And then for a cover by, I picked How to Be Bad by E. Lockhart, Sarah Milanowski, and Lauren Miracle. How to Be Bad was my very first traveling book that I sent out. I got this one back. It's all written in and marked up, and I'm so excited about it. I can't even stand it. So I will be reading this month. I did buy this originally because of the cover, because there's just, it looks so summery. Like, doesn't that look nice? So I saw this on Book Outlet and picked this one up and then sent it out. And 4 of my bookish friends have already read this, so I want to read it, because once I read it, I can do the flip through for you guys and let you see everybody's notes and how it got marked up. And I'm really excited about that. So this will be happening in the month of June. And then for my happy thinking about it book, I will be reading A Court of Wings and Ruin, because I still haven't. I've had this for like about a month and I still have not read it, because May is contemporary May, and this is not a contemporary. This is definitely a fantasy. So I held myself to it and I did not read it, but I am excited to read this book. I'm really excited to finish out the series, and I did really like A Court of Mist and Fury and A Court of Thorns and Roses, so I'm excited to get into this one. It makes me happy thinking about it, because Alpha Fae, guys, you know that Alpha Fae are like my thing, so I'm stoked for that one. And the thriller, you guys have convinced me to try You by Carolyn Kepnes. This is a first person told from the point of view of like a stalker / murderer, I believe, and I'm scared about it. I'm like cautiously optimistic. I think I might end up liking it, but honestly, who knows? I'm just trusting you guys and I'm gonna go for it. Oh, for my sci-fi book, I will be reading A Long Way to a Small and Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. I have not read that yet. That is actually the book club book for my buddy read group and for Java and the Librarians. If you're interested in either of those, they'll be linked down below. That is coming from Book Depository, because the US version cover is horrific. And then I will buddy read that with my entire buddy read group and talk about that in our live show, which is the date for which is to be determined, so I'll keep you guys posted. But I will be reading that for my sci-fi. 2016-2017 release. I also don't have this book because I ordered it from Book Depository, and that is Lord of Shadows, the follow-up to Lady Midnight. I actually ordered Lady Midnight and Lord of Shadows from Book Depository because I wanted the paperbacks. And I know I could be reading all of my Owlcrate books that I have to read, but I'm not gonna. Then for a book that I am anticipating, which really could be any of these books, I'm going with this book. This is City in Embers by Stacey Marie Brown, and this book was sent to me by Dylan. Dylan, Kelly from Kelly's Bookspill will all be reading this. We're going to buddy read this, so I'm going to read this, mark the heck out of it, It's about Faye, y'all, and you know how I feel about Faye. I'm pretty sure this is Faye sexy time, and I'm about all of that. You know I am. So if you have Faye sexy time recommendations, leave those down below. Plus, I need to read it so I can get it on to Kelly. And then for a scene everywhere, also potentially a buddy read, and just it's about dang time I read it, I will be reading Daughter of Smoke and Bone in June, and I don't know if I'm going to continue with the rest of this series once I finish this one. I probably will. Once I start a series, I like to finish them out, so we're gonna see how that goes. But I'm really excited to try Laini Taylor's writing. I haven't read anything by her yet, and I'm looking forward to giving this one a read. I've heard really good things. I really don't know much about it because I don't want to know much going in, but I'm really excited to get to this one. Then for a book that I'm annoyed I haven't read yet, I have Born Wicked, The Cahill Witch Chronicles. This is book 1, but I have books 2 and 3 as well. I really dig witches, and I'm really frustrated I haven't read this because I'm pretty sure it's about sisters and it's about witches, and I dig books about sisters and I dig books about witches. So I'm going hard off of my contemporary month straight into fantasy and craziness, and I'm going to try to read this one. I may continue with the series, I may not. I don't really know. For my current event books, I will be reading this one pretty early in the month because it's due back to the library, I think on the 6th or the 7th of June. So I'm going to hold off until the beginning of June, but then I have to read this one pretty quickly. This is my current event book, and this is In Order to Live by Yunomi Park. And this is about a girl who's escaping North Korea, or has escaped North Korea. Heard amazing things about this book, and I really wanted to read it. So I finally got it from the library. I was on a waiting list, and then they had to like ship it over to my branch. So now that I have it, I really want to make sure I read this before I have to give it back. So this will be my nonfiction for the month. Last up, guys. I promise this is the last because this is a lot of books and I have no idea if I'm going to get to all of these. But this one is my guilty pleasure read, and I will be continuing the Wicked series, or Wicked Lovely series by Melissa Marr. This one is Fragile Eternity, which I was like 75 pages into when my contemporary May started, and I put it down because this has Faye and it's not just a contemporary, and I had to put it aside. But I do want to continue reading this. This is a 5-book series. I've read books 1 and 2. This is book 3. I do have 4 and 5, so I may just continue on with these. I don't know. But this is on there as one of my guilty pleasure reads because upon rereading, I realized they're not good, but I still like them because Faye and nostalgia. So I'm going to keep reading this one. That's a lot of books, but like I said, it just goes to show you there is nothing that you could want to read for the month of June that you can't fit into this TBR list because the challenges are so broad and so vast. Whatever you want to read, you can fit into these categories. I really hope you guys take part in the Emojiathon. I will have, again, the Twitter linked down below so that you can check it out. Buddy Read Group is always listed down below. That's about it. I think that's everything for my Emojiathon TBR and June TBR. I hope you guys are stoked about these books. I'm genuinely excited about all of these books. So I've given myself a really wide variety of different kinds of books. I feel like I will be really satisfied throughout the month of June. I'm gonna dive into these things and see what I can read. That has been my TBR for this month. If you guys liked this video, give me a big old thumbs up, click subscribe, and I will see all of you in my next video. Bye guys.